we're just going to take it live then.
Sounds good.
We is live. Hopefully this comes through really well for all the folks out there. This is the pre-stream of WP Plugins A to ZZZ.
Yeah, I have a bit of a funny story about when I got my mic.
Okay.
So I finally went out, got a mic. That's why my voice isn't all crackly and distorted now. But I got in there and I don't know much about the sound system stuff. It's not something I've been learning about. I've been really focused on WordPress and then whatnot. And so when I walked in, I decided, well, this guy looks like he might know something. He works in this section. I asked him about it. And he started showing me these like singing mics. And I'm like, I'm not sure that'll work for me. He's like, oh, well, you're a singer, right? No, I do a talk show. He's like, oh, do you do talk show about music or no, I do a talk show about WordPress. And I just got the funniest look from him. But kind of cool that he thought I was a singer.
Call it a pod. They'll understand better. It's a pod. They don't understand podcast or talk show. It's a pod. Call it a pod. All the millennials will understand that just fine.
But when I think of a pod, I think of like, pod people.
Yeah, well, that's what they are. They're
pod people houses, man. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Pod people houses. Hey, Hamdian, how's our sound? We have a luscious, sultry sound coming out today.
Good to see you, Hamdian. I'm glad you could make it today.
All right. We've got all kinds of things happening here in the pre-stream as we prepare up to have something. I got to listen to myself in my ears the entire time. This is going to annoy me.
Why weren't you able to have it on your speakers before? Was it because I was hearing an echo?
Well, yeah, it's because it comes back as an echo and it feeds back into the mic. Well, sound is good so far. Well, let's hope it holds together. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. We are about to move on to some pre-stream music. As soon as I can find my mouse, where'd it go? It's over here on one of the other monitors. There it is. That's what I want. All right. Let's have... You know what? I think we should start with this one. Just because...
These are the days of thunder.
Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one. There we go.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. I feel the rope tightening, choking off our air. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger, hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill.
We are ready to rumble. All right, let's get this show on the road. Might be a minute early, but oh, what the hell. Off we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WordPress plugins A to Z.
Hold it. We forgot something very important there. Forgot to start the backup recording device.
Oh, yeah, definitely need that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for WordPress plugins A to Z, not Z.
It's episode 578, and we have plugins for Halloween Count, Halloween Decorations, Halloween Woo, Client Dash, X3PO, Halloween Panda, and ClassicPress options, all coming up on WordPress plugins from A to Z. WordPress. It's the most popular content management and website solution on the internet. And with over 80,000 plugins to choose from, how do you separate the junk from the gems? Join us for a weekly, unrehearsed conversation about the latest and greatest in WordPress plugins. This is WordPress plugins from A to Z. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be hiding out there on the globe today. Coming to you direct from the brewery overlook in beautiful southern Vancouver Island. I'm John Overall, and with me is the ever lovely
Amber overall.
And it is Halloween. Happy New Year to everyone, because of course this is the Celtic New Year. So everyone get out there, build your bonfires, dance around them, and have yourself a grand old party. But you know how that goes.
Thank you for sharing, John. Now get down from that soapbox.
Welcome to episode 578. It's a WordPress Halloween. This is episode number 38 for 2022. And it's the best time of the year, Halloween. Well, except for those who don't like Halloween. I love Halloween, though. So happy Halloween, everyone. And a message from your A to Z plugin worker bees. This is a value for value show, meaning any value you find here, offer that same value back. And don't let the zombies catch you. Remember, don't skip the end of the show. You never know what ghosties might catch up to you if you bail before the good advice can be given. And a special note to our new listeners. Don't be shy to ask your questions. No such thing as a stupid question, only stupid zombies.
That's actually good.
Well, zombies are stupid.
Well, they are. They are pretty stupid. You know, they just wander around, end up in the bottom of lakes, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. All you have to do is watch Walking Dead and you'll know.
All righty. Well.
Let's start the show with this week's featured artist. We have an image from Greg's Graphics. Not very Halloweeny, but definitely fall. I really like it. It's very pretty.
It's from old Halloweeny. They didn't have orange pumpkins back then. These were the pumpkins they used to carve. All the different gourds. They didn't carve the nice, pretty orange pumpkins that we've been cultivating for the last, 40 years or so to make Halloween. These were what the Halloween was made from. That's why I enjoyed it.
But what I mean by not very Halloweeny is it looks more like a harvest and a beautiful picture of a harvest rather than
something
Halloween-y.
spooky and scary. Yes.
Yeah, there's no spooky scary, but it's really pretty. I like it.
Yes, it's very nice. It is very nice. Thanks, Greg. We greatly appreciate you producing art for us.
Definitely. It is a gorgeous picture. Indian said, let's go back to campfire storytelling. Healthy with less candy.
Oh, yeah.
I wholeheartedly disagree. We need more candy. But I do agree with the campfire storytelling. That I do agree with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if anybody's feeling inspired by Greg's art, you can go ahead and hit up our site at wppluginsa2z.com/artwork and submit some of your own artwork. It doesn't have to be overly fancy, and we provide you with our logo to stick on there wherever. Okay. Throw some more stuff in there. It'd be awesome.
Sounds good.
Please, can everybody be quiet? Please be quiet. Shut up! Thank you. And now the WordPress news.
What, Amber?
So first thing we have is WordPress Vulnerability Report, October 26, 2022. There was recently a vulnerability in Tag Div Composer theme. Though it has been fixed, if you use this, be sure to update. There are only a few plugins in the list this week: Webmaster Tools Verification, Grid Kit Premium, and OAuth Client by Digital Pixis. So if you or your clients use these, be sure to keep an eye on this. Maybe fixed by next week, but still, keep an eye.
Yeah, well, Tag Div Composer is a pretty popular theme.
Yeah, they did manage to fix that theme already. I guess there was an issue with it last week, and it came up before their next report.
Authenticated account takeover. That's a hell of a vulnerability.
Next up, we have Gutenberg contributors explore a new browse mode for navigating the site editor. So this is a continuation of ongoing work for this product, the roots of which are from 2019. The navigation is still kind of jumpy and a bit confusing. So hopefully these newer ideas will bring some more smoothness to the navigation, make it a little less confusing. Seems to be something that they've been working a lot on for Gutenberg, because maybe that's my biggest problem, is I find it confusing to try to use. Maybe that's part of the issue.
Okay. Hopefully they make it easier.
Next we have 2022 Web Almanac performance data shows WordPress sites may be overusing lazy loading. I thought this was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how do they overuse lazy loading?
Well, apparently in the update we had in January of 2022, WordPress, they've always had lazy loading as a native part, but for a long time, the native lazy loading was causing more issues than it was solving. So people just kind of stopped using it. And in January of 2022, apparently they solved that issue of the native lazy loading causing issues. And so when people are using a lazy loading plugin on top of the native lazy loading, they're kind of double doing it.
Oh, they're being doubly lazy. All right.
So it's apparently causing slower LCP performance, which I'm not sure what LCP is. They don't explain it.
I give up.
Yeah. Hey, I stumped you.
Acronyms, man. Acronyms are the bane of my existence. I hate acronyms.
I have a hard time with acronyms too, but I think it's just talking about like your site itself is moving a bit slower. So maybe something to think about. If you have a lazy load plugin, maybe look to see if your native lazy load is, I don't know, can you turn it on and off?
Link Control Protocol.
Oh, okay.
That's what it stands for. It stands for Link Control Protocol.
Okay, so like when they're clicking on a link, it ends up going slower because of the double dip of lazy load.
Could be. Could be.
Okay.
It'd be nice if they'd, put LCP in and put it in brackets what it is for those of us that don't speak acronym.
Well, if they did, I completely missed it.
No, they didn't. I scrolled through there. They didn't. They just assume everyone knows what LCP means.
Yeah.
But of course, there's always, the internet too. You can go search for the term.
So yeah, that might be something for people to think about if they find that the links are moving a wee bit slower than they expect. Check to see if you're double dipping in the lazy loading. Next up, we have, I think LCP, largest contentful paint.
Oh, what? Largest contentful paint. Oh, okay.
I like it. I think we should stick with it.
Well, that's probably what it is actually.
Really?
Maybe, because largest content paint. It's the last bit of information to be painted onto your website or onto the browser window for you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, content paint. Yeah, I know what it is now that he puts it in a term I can actually comprehend. I kind of like Link Control Protocol better, but okay. We'll go with the largest contentful paint. Or hey, I've got another definition for it from another industry. Lead containing paint. See what happens when you give acronyms out, folks? Depending on the industry, it means something completely different.
Indian said it's a metric for how long the largest element to become visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Painted onto the screen. Okay.
Okay, so I can see how that could cause a major issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes more sense understanding what that is. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so next up we have Gutenberg 14.4 introduces distraction-free mode, redesigns pattern inserter.
Yes.
I thought they had already introduced the distraction-free mode, like in the last
several
update.
times it's been introduced, and several times people go, I don't want it.
I don't like the distraction-free mode in regular WordPress. I don't think I'd like it in the Gutenberg.
Yeah, there's many of us that are just so, we got to have those other distraction pieces so we can actually focus.
Well,
you take away everything. Your issue is it takes away focus from the focus?
No, it takes away my buttons. I like my buttons.
Well,
buttons are good.
No, I need my buttons too. But the thing is, it's like you take away everything. I can't focus because there's nothing to focus on. I need this other stuff over here so I can actually focus on what I need to focus on.
Sorry, Hamdeen said, on reflection, I think I prefer lead-containing paint.
Yeah, lead-containing paint. All right, let's go. The news is falling apart here.
It's a silly day today, though.
It's Halloween, man. It's the new year.
So next we have 5 web design trends for October 2022. I actually thought this was pretty cool. I didn't know that iThemes had this, but apparently they do this every month where they go for the web trends, the top 5 web trends. So we have on here.
Oh God.
Interesting grids. I like that one.
Uh-huh. Unusual imagery.
So I like the unusual imagery. Actually, that one is actually really nice. The big buttons.
Well, the biggest users of the internet are getting older. We need bigger buttons.
And the no-click sales.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. I didn't bother reading it. I was just looking at the pictures, honestly, and some of them are really pretty.
Oh, they're putting everything right on the front page, on the page, instead of having to click through to see it all. It's like
oh, okay.
Something like that. Okay. Well, that's some interesting trends. They're not nearly as bad, aside from that grid thing, man. That grid is, yeah, that's
my brain on too much caffeine.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Well, what's interesting is to follow the design trends and then follow the stuff. I still can't believe we're dealing with sliders. So I guess they're never going to go away.
No, you're going to be haunted by sliders for the rest of your life.
Eventually, someone will produce a good slider plugin that doesn't give you grief.
I do like the fact that they go through and give you the top 5 trends every month. I'm going to have to keep that in our news because it's actually a good thing to know when you're a developer.
Yeah, it is. So that you know what the end thing is when you're building out someone's website and they ask you for this new end thing and you're going, I don't know what that is.
So next up, we have WordPress Accessibility Day 2022 publishes speaker lineup. News is a little slow this week, so we're talking about this. I did mention it last week in our news. This Accessibility Day online was coming up. Now you can check out to see who's in the lineup to decide who you're actually going to listen to.
Yep.
And last in our news lineup is gaming in cars, because playing a video game while in your car is never a bad idea.
Oh yeah, especially if you want to wear yourself a
virtual
headset.
About this,
a virtual headset while driving in your car and playing a game. That's even better.
Hey man, if they get the fully automated thing, won't be an issue.
Grand Theft Auto Live.
Well, Ndream, the Swiss startup behind Air console game platform, was inspired to create an in-car gaming experience after CEO Anthony Kliquat saw people playing games on their phone despite a big screen in front of them while charging their EVs. So I'm guessing that people with electric vehicles have to charge it a lot,
Oh
so they're
yeah.
kind of stuck motionless for a while.
Well, that's one of the problems of EVs. Electric vehicles is you get about 400 kilometers distance on them, then you got to plug them into something, and the charging takes anywhere from 20 minutes to several hours.
I like my truck.
It's not like pouring into a gas station where you pump gas and 5 minutes later you're back on the road for another 400K.
Yep, I like my 22-year-old truck. It's a good truck.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
well,
yeah,
this sounds like they're just going to have gaming that's going to be for standing still. Hopefully, they're not going to allow the driver to play games while they're driving.
I really hope not. I'm not sure yet because I guess this is like a new thing, so they might just do that, considering that a lot of these electric vehicles are coming with a lot of the automated driving options pre-built in.
Mm-hmm.
So like they might actually allow this, which I just think is a bad idea.
Yeah, well, that it is. Alrighty.
So on to ClassicPress news, which we don't actually have anything new. They don't have anything new right now. They do still have their fundraising goal. So if you want to go help them out, you can check them out. You can also check out our notes for more information. And then we have our extras. So mostly what I put into the extras is information on cyber stuff, like cyber attacks or stuff that can be useful if you are into the cybersecurity. And then let's have a peek at our contests.
It's a contest. WordPress plugins from A to Z. Whoa! Stop for free!
Firstly, we want to thank Simple Giveaways for being totally awesome and providing us with their premium version for our contests. Secondly, we want to thank Steve Goodtime and Brent Matthews for creating our amazing jingle that we still use. And we have some amazing news that I gave last week about Charlie being back. And because Charlie is back, we are now on to our second week of our first in quite a while contest. I'm very happy that Charlie is back. This is awesome. We're going to have some amazing contests. We're already stacking them up for you guys, all thanks to Charlie. So it'd be nice if anybody was interested, send a note in and say hi to Charlie or thank Charlie for all the hard work he's putting in. You can enter into your chance to win one of 3 Breakdance Page Builder 1-year licenses. They are valued at $149 each. This is a new platform for WordPress website creation. It's actually pretty good. I've gone in, I've played around with it. It's really easy. It's kind of like Elementor designed for WooCommerce is how I find it. Very cool.
Yeah,
so if you want to,
looks very nice. I've got to get in and try it. It'd be nicer to build out a better looking store for the Oasis.
Yeah, they were nice enough to provide us with a license in specifically. So grab it up and go use it because it is like Elementor for WooCommerce. It's so cool. Yeah. I could see it being used for an entire site, but I think it would actually work really well with Elementor. Like use Elementor for your site, then use this for WooCommerce because Elementor works with Woo, but it's not the best for Woo. I'm finding it's more geared towards your site.
Yep, that it is.
This one seems to have been made with WooCommerce specifically in mind. So I think the two could work really well in tandem.
Cool.
And if anybody's interested in joining into this contest, please join in. Tell your friends about it. Tell your neighbors and your neighbors' dogs too. They can join too. You can go to wppluginsa2z.com/plugin contest. You will find the link in our show notes. Now it's time for the good stuff.
Alrighty.
Where's the jingle?
Oh, I don't know. Let's try it again. How'd that work? You didn't hear it?
I'm not hearing it.
You're not hearing it? Well, I played it twice, so we'll just have to assume that it's working the way it's supposed to work. All right. Let's see what we got. Plugins for this week. In honor of Halloween, we've got several Halloween several Halloween plugins, as we've already talked about. First one I've got for you here is Halloween Countdown, a very simple plugin to count down the days for Halloween. You can start it immediately and it'll just keep counting down. Of course, today's Halloween, so you got to put it in today and it'll start counting down tomorrow that there's 365 days to Halloween. For those of us that really enjoy Halloween as, being the most important day of the year. Anyway, it's very simple to use. You just install it, activate it, put the H count short code on any page, post, text widget, whatever you want it, and that's all there is to it. Just a cool, simple little plugin with a fancy dancy design. And go check it out, folks. Halloween Countdown, and I give it a 5 dragon rating.
And the first one I've got today is called Ultimate Client Dash. It's not a Halloween one, but it is a very useful one. So it's really cool. This was designed to personalize the WordPress dashboard for both you and your clients. So the plugin was definitely made with personality in mind. You will find the dashboard for the settings on the left-hand menu, and in the free version, you'll find options to personalize the admin white label branding, admin styling, and personalized login page. That's just for the admin. You also get to decorate the admin area for things like Halloween with no worries about your client seeing your crazy colors and everything. So, you get to really personalize it. And then you'll also find options for personalizing client access, landing page, tracking custom code, widgets, and custom welcome message for your clients. The Pro version has a lot more features, and really, I think the free version of this gives you just enough of everything to make you want to try out the fullest capability of it. I think they did a really good job. They gave you just enough to make you want more. I really like this plugin. It feels like they put a lot of stuff into it, but it's all so focused and well done. It runs smooth, and they have awesome colors and just beautiful work. I really like it. I rate it at 4 dragons.
Very cool. All right, the next one I have for you is simple Halloween decorations for your page. In other words, add spiders and critters and all kinds of little things to crawl across the screen just for fun and entertainment. They've even got a little page in there. You can go in there and adjust the number of spiders and the number of bugs that wander and appear on the screen.
Yeah, the spiders look way too real for me.
Yeah, for those that really enjoy their spiders and, making pets and friends of them, this is kind of cool. For many of us, it's like, yeah, you want to smack the screen. So at any rate, kind of a cool one. Add that, just a little thing to your Halloween, make your site a little bit spookier for Halloween. And you still got time to get it up there and enjoy a few hours of Halloween enjoyment to your visitors to your website. Simple little plugin. Just go set it up, check it out. Simple Halloween decorations for your page, and I give it a 5 dragon rating.
And then I have X3PO powered by. See, first I actually thought of C3PO, the golden android, because I love Star Wars.
I thought this was going to be some Star Wars thing.
Right?
I'm
That's what I thought too. But it's not. Instead, it is a thing that changes a little blurb at the bottom of your page. It says powered by WordPress/theme.
Okay.
Instead, it changes it, and you don't get to choose what it says. Instead, it has a bunch of random sayings that it says, like powered by coffee, powered by crazy ideas and passion, powered by heart and soul. I wish we could rewrite it ourselves.
You can.
But we can't.
You can. You can.
You can?
Sure. Just go open up the files for the plugin, find the file that they're calling all this stuff from in the plugin, and change them yourself.
If I've actually thought about it, I would have figured that out.
You just go edit the plugin, or edit the code in the plugin to change what you want.
That works.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not as easy as if they were nice enough to have given you a screen to go and adjust it, but it still can be done.
You could totally change it to powered by Psycho Kittens.
Exactly. And you can make it just so instead of it randomly choosing different ones for you, you can make it so it only has one to choose from.
Oh, even if you don't, I do like this plugin. Yeah. Simple, easy, and it makes it a little more human rather than always having it by WordPress
Yeah.
because you made this site.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this, even though I wish it could have been the golden Android. I rate it at 5 dragons.
Cool. Sounds like a little fun plug-in to make some entertainment time.
We interrupt this meat and potatoes of Plugin Depravity Edition to bring you our donation segment and to thank our producers.
Plugins A to Z.
That didn't work. I was trying to do it. I was trying to play the jingle over you.
It's time to donate to WP. Plugins A to Z.
There we go.
Sorry about that. I guess I should have let the jingle go first.
No. I was trying to be entertaining here, and it wasn't working. Go ahead. It's all yours.
You dropped the ball, man. You dropped the ball.
Yeah, we're still messing with it. Still messing with the format.
Remember, this is your show. We are just the worker bees here. Don't forget to restock your show's larders with some time, treasure, or talent donations. If you need more information on how to do that, you can go and check out our site, wppluginsa2z.com, and right in the top menu, you will see each one of these time, treasure, talent under the word donations. So you can check those out and get all kinds of awesome ideas. We have special thanks that goes to freelance producers popping in and out. Though always showing up at unexpected times, these producers are surely part of the reason our name is getting out there. Backroom producers hanging out in the lounge, always about the place, consuming all the coffee and donuts. These producers earn it by helping out with our contest, artwork, site organization, notes, questions, suggestions, licenses, and by hiring us. Your time and talent donations are equal to your treasure donations of under $50, and we wouldn't be here without you. And lastly, our War Room producers. With their donations of $50 or more, these producers receive a few extra perks. An official A to Z handle of their choice, a spotlight in that week's show for a short speech, an official executive producership credit, and they get to see the magic as it happens up in the War Room before we send the show out into the netherworld of the internets. Thank you for sticking by us and helping to keep the backroom producers stocked in coffee and donuts. They might eat the chairs if we don't keep them stocked up, man. And if you need any more information, or if you want more information on all those extra perks, like how to get them, what to do, all those things, you can check out our show notes. It will explain each and every one in detail. Thank you. Now back to the meat and potatoes of Plugin Depravity Edition.
Alrighty, and the last one I have for you here today is Haloween Woocommerce. Now, unfortunately, it's a bit of an older plugin, but it still sort of works. And what it can do for you is you set up a coupon on your website, and then you determine how many icons people have to find on your website. When they find all the icons, they get themselves a discount coupon for your WooCommerce store. Kind of a simple way of getting them to look around your website a little bit more and drive them to look at more products or buy more products or fill that shopping cart up and then get a coupon in the end to help save them a few bucks. I thought it was a cool idea. At any rate, because it's a little bit of an older plugin, it needs a little bit of work, and it still works, but not as good as it should. Anyway, go check it out. It is the Haloween WooCommerce plugin, and I give it a 4 dragon rating. Dead air. Hello. Ooh.
Oh, sorry. I had a coughing fit, so I put on the mute button.
Okay.
Guess I forgot to turn it off. Sorry about that.
We went to dead air.
What? Still dead air?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
I just wanted to do that again.
You suck. I guess it is trick or treat day.
Yeah.
Well, what I was trying to say into the dead air was I was kind of disappointed when I went searching for Halloween plugins. Like the first year that I was doing this show with you, there was so many new Halloween plugins. I was so excited and I was having so much fun looking through them. Yeah. And now it's the same plugins for the past 3. This is my 3rd Halloween with you.
It is. You've been doing this for 3 years, yes.
Yeah, so it's like 3 years and it's all the same plugins. It makes me sad.
That's because all the guys that were developing these things and doing it, they were in college. Now they've graduated college, university, and they've gone out and gotten real jobs, and they don't have time to have fun anymore.
I miss the people having fun. I like Halloween stuff and prank stuff. We have like no April Fool's stuff anymore at all.
I know.
And we're losing our Halloween stuff.
Well, all the humor has been ripped out of the tech industry.
It's so sad.
It's been crushed. So at any rate, we need more humor. We need more humor in the tech industry again.
We do. Onto the Halloween panda, who's probably a little bit of a sad panda.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a couple years old. It's been a couple years since its last update. It's still working though, which is pretty awesome. It offers pop-ups with zombies and the like. Monsterfall, which is like, snowfall only with pumpkins and bats. And just general website decorations. Like they did a really good job when they built this. It's definitely fun and silly and entertaining. And totally free. So this is a good one if you're looking for some good Halloween decorations. It still works good. I rate it at 5 dragons.
Very cool.
Now on to ClassicPress, which we still don't have anything for right now. If there's any ClassicPress users listening right now, I still have my challenge up on the table to you directly to write a review of your favorite or least favorite ClassicPress plugin and send it in to us, or reach out to us and tell us your favorite or least favorite ClassicPress plugin so we will review it. You can do so. You can send us in a review by going to wpplugins.com/submit-plugin-review, or you can reach out to John or I through email. We're up for it. We do also have a ClassicPress resource section, and this information is like fruitcake. It doesn't wither away, and it will still be good years down the road, so it's great for learning. You can go and check this section out in our show notes if you have an interest. There's a lot there, so I don't bother reading it in the show. Now on to questions, notes, and feedback from our producers out there. Unfortunately, our homing pigeon probably got lost in the rainstorm we just had, so if we have any messages, they just haven't gotten here yet. And you can be part of your own production by getting yourself interviewed. Let us interview you. Get yourself out there. Use us as your tool. You can sign up for an interview at wpplugins.com/interview. You can also send in a plugin review or suggestions for a plugin review by going to wpplugins.com/submit-plugin-review. Do we have a meetup anytime soon?
No, I have not planned a meetup yet. Planning for a meetup is still in the back of my head here. I'll try to. We'll try to see what we can do during the Christmas break. Maybe something around Christmas time, just for fun.
That'd be cool. Although if there's a lot of snow, I don't think I want to drive. This road is windy.
It depends on the snow. We never know what's going to happen with snow, especially up island, because of course it'll be up island.
Yeah, our island is a little it's a little moody in the winter. Sometimes it's snowy or hail or rain or all three in one day.
Oh yeah, and the difference of 50 kilometers means the difference between rain and snow.
Yep. So no meetups yet. Nothing set yet. We're thinking about it. Remember, you can check out our show notes, which I've mentioned a few times, at wpplugins.com. Once you get to our site, see if you look on the screen right now, you'll see the latest podcast show. You click on that as soon as I've got it uploaded, and you'll get the show notes. You can also listen to the show right there. Today's plugins we covered were...
I covered up the Halloween countdown, which I gave a 5 to. The simple Halloween decoration for your page, which I gave a 5 to. And the Halloween Woocommerce, which I gave a 4 to.
And I covered Ultimate Client Dash, which I rated at 4. X3PO, which I still think should be C3PO. Powered by, which I rated at 5. And Halloween Panda, which I rated at 5.
Very cool.
There's a bunch of ways you can support us. One of the best ways that you can support us is by donating your time, talent, or treasure. You can also like our Facebook page, like our YouTube page, do all those like button things. Buttons are always good. I like buttons today. They're my favorite thing today. Tomorrow will probably be something else.
Yeah, well, squirrel.
And you can get a hold of us if you still do snail mail. You can send an actual physical letter to a proper physical address. We do have that address in our show notes. Or you can do it the modern way of email. You can reach us through email. You can also get a hold of us through our site itself.
Very cool. All righty then.
It's question and answer time.
Whenever.
Anyone out there has any questions they'd like to have asked here on the show, send them in to me at amber@wppro.ca, and we'll see if we can stump my dad. So, my questions for you today are, first two, which aspects of the web design industry really need people to know about sound stuff like mics, headphones, sound systems, etc.?
Well, in the web design industry, not really, unless you're building out a website that distributes music or videos. Because building a website, you don't need it. But if you're going to do a podcast on that, then you need to learn a little bit about sound. Especially if you want to, get people to enjoy your show, because nothing kills a show faster than bad sound, as we've discovered when we've had bad sound for the last several months, where I had perfect sound for many years. And then all of a sudden, no matter what I did, I couldn't get the computer to cooperate with making the sound right. So, and the fact that we finally got it working again, I'm praying to God that it holds together. Please, oh mighty AI, don't trash me for this. So, at any rate, the web industry itself doesn't really need sound, because how many websites do you go to that have sound?
Not many, mostly just music and video ones.
Yeah, only music and video are the only ones that got to deal with sound. Or podcasters. Music, video, and podcasters. Those are the only ones that deal with sound. Everyone else just builds pretty websites to entice people to buy stuff. So.
All right, well, say a person is getting into podcasting. What first three things should they look into regarding sound?
Seek a psychologist to make sure you understand the ramifications for what you're about to embark upon. Next, go for a very long walk and talk yourself out of it. Third, just run away, because, no, okay. No, seriously, the first three things you want to look at is, what are you doing a podcast in? Why are you doing a podcast? And, equipment is important, but equipment can come later. Like, I started my show with nothing more than a headset and a microphone, and recorded it directly to my computer. Over time, I added more and more stuff as I wanted to improve the sound and get better quality. If you happen to have knowledge in sound, you're steps ahead of the game. You will want to learn about sound and recording on your computers and editing. And, granted, this show, if you pay any attention, this show, we do zero editing.
Yeah, there's no point. It's way too much effort.
Well, that's the thing, is some people, they'll record a half-hour show and then spend 4 hours editing the damn thing. And I'm like, why?
There's no time in the day for that, for when you have kids and stuff, man.
No, you just record the show, make sure the sound is as good as you can while you're recording it. And if you have to, there's programs out there like Levelator and other things that help level out the sound for you and improve it. I've got a few tricks that help improve the sound, which I hadn't been employing for the last several months, along with, you got to check your thing. Microsoft is famous for its updates and going in and saying, you know what, you had your sound settings all perfectly tuned. I don't think I like those anymore. I'm just going to wipe them all clean for you.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, and so and then you have to remember, oh shit, what did I do? So I would highly recommend writing down your settings. So
take a screenshot.
Yeah, take a screenshot of it. Microsoft will probably hunt that down and erase it on you, though. Seriously, I've never had no problems until I went to Windows 10 and its forced updates. At any rate, the biggest thing is make sure you know what you're recording and why you're recording it, because the podcast industry is there's a lot of markets, and then there's niche markets and then niche of niche markets. So make sure what you're recording and understand how big your audience will be. Like WP plugins, when I started, I knew the audience wouldn't be super huge. It wouldn't be mega star status, but the goal was to get my name out there and bring in business, and it served its purposes. It became a platform for me to speak out against the world and trashed it. And then we're putting it back to where it was, as a platform to just talk about WordPress. But
WordPress.
Just WordPress plugins for the most part, occasionally run off the track.
And Haloween.
And, so understand your audience goals. The other thing is understand that it's a lot of work. For this half hour, 45 minutes, sometimes hour show we do, there's at least 4 or 5 hours of prep time for it.
Oh yeah.
You got to understand that you're not just gonna do a half hour show. You're going to prep for several hours to make sure you got notes, testing, bring things to the forefront, all of this stuff. So make sure you understand that. And then once you understand all that, go buy your equipment. And if you want to start out ahead of the game, go spend a little money on a decent microphone and a headset. And if you can, get yourself a little mini board connector to a little mini mixing board to make it even better sound. But don't step up to the mixing board until you're ready for it. A good quality microphone, like halfway decent quality. A Yeti's not a bad quality microphone.
I got a Yeti.
Yeah, it's not a bad quality. They're not the highest, but they're not the lowest. So they're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's a USB microphone, so it just plugs into a USB port on your computer. And then
Which is very useful.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You need plug and play stuff. Unless you're going to end up like me, where the only thing that I have, my mixing board is USB, so it plugs into my computer and I do all the mixing. But it allows me to run all the sound through the mixing board, so I can tweak the sounds out a little bit. Although I discovered today that my mixing board is starting to have problems. The connections are starting to fail inside the board, and I suppose that happens after, oh God, how long have I had this board? 6, 7 years? 6, 7 years, been moved around, banged around. So yeah, so I got to replace the board. And so yeah, those are the first 3 things you do. The rest of it is learn as you go. And as you build your audience, hopefully you get your audience to give you feedback and let you know what you're doing. And hopefully if you alienate your audience, you can reclaim some of them back or find more people in that particular niche. The wonderful thing about the WordPress plugin niche is that it's constantly changing as new people come on and old people vanish from it.
So Hendian added a few things. I didn't want to interrupt you though. Really old Netscape websites sometimes had sound.
Oh God,
which...
yeah. But that was different.
As someone in newscasting once angrily said, "Do it live!
Do it live, man! We're gonna do it live!" I think I had that clip here somewhere.
And Hendian said, also invest some time in sound treating your room. There are a number of YouTubers who record from their bedroom, but the acoustics sound like a public washroom.
Oh, but see, you don't have to.
Not if you have the right...
Okay.
I can't think of the right word, but...
You need noise gate.
That's what it's called.
I don't know, from what I heard testing the sound earlier, you can't tell that I am in an open room here with no sound treatment whatsoever. If I shut the noise gate down, it gets all kinds of noise and echoing, all kinds of crap. The biggest thing is learn the settings on your recording stuff, because there's filters you can pop in there, noise gate filters, and I can't remember all the filters I've put in here to eliminate that sound. It took me a long time to understand I could do that, because I had to do it from rooms where I couldn't possibly do noise proofing. Like I was doing it from my living room for the longest. Well, I am in my living room now, but I've been doing it from the living room for the longest time. I did it in a small office space about the size of a closet. So it's a matter of learning the settings on your recording stuff to shut it down. I mean, I take a lot of inspiration from the No Agenda show, which is damn near perfection in audio quality. And he uses a lot of filters and other stuff. And every once in a while, he'll shut down the filters, and you can hear how noisy it is when he shuts down the filters. So
yeah, it's crazy noisy there. He's got like a fan and this and that.
Yeah, but if you do it right with the noise gates, The only sound it will pick up is when your mouth is in front of the microphone and you're talking. Everything else
Yeah.
is just pure silence.
I noticed that like when I first started doing this with you, I had a gamer's headset with the mic on it.
Yeah.
And that worked, but you still heard some background. And then I got a Razer with a with like a mouse mic on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Razer was amazing. It didn't really pick up anything except my voice and, well, Sean's voice. But for some reason, it picks up deep voices.
Yeah. Well, those are better quality headsets. But
yeah, so like, I guess starting out with a headset like that is a good way to go.
It's a good way to
start. Slowly build up.
It's a good way to start. Like I said, I started with a basic headset and microphone. It's like the end of the little show thing with that little crazy child giggle that sounds like they're coming to get you. That was recorded before the very first show I did, when I bought myself a microphone and I was testing everything. And then my oldest son came up, grabbed the microphone and did that into the microphone. And at that moment, I was actually recording at that moment. I went, oh my God, I got that. So I've immortalized him. Immortalized his 4-year-old self.
Yeah, he was so cute. Now he's a grumpy teenager.
15 this year, pushing 16. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we need to check out of the show for those of you that are listening to the download. And then we got more questions coming up after the closeout, but only available on YouTube.
Reminders for the show. All show notes can be found at wppluginsa2z.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the newsletter for more useful information delivered directly to your inbox. WP Plugins A to Z is a show that offers honest and unbiased reviews of plugins created by developers because you support the show. Help keep the show honest and unbiased by going to wppluginsa2z.com/donate and set the donation level that fits your budget. Help us make the show better for you by subscribing and reviewing the show at Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and in the iTunes Store. You can also leave us a review on our Facebook page using wppluginsa2z.com/Facebook. You can also watch the show live on YouTube, check out the screencasts and training videos, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of all new videos. Follow the show on Twitter at WPPluginsA2Z. John can also be reached at his website, johnoverall.com, or email him directly, john@wppro.ca. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the show. This show is copyright by johnoverall.com. So until next time, have yourselves a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you happen to be out there on the globe today.
Yeah, I still love that little laugh.
It's really cute. I do like it. My brother was so cute.
All right.
What was really funny is when the 2 boys and the 2 girls would all fall into this crazy giggle fit, and they were all giggling so hard they all fell over. That was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
So the first of my next 2 questions is, are the headphones with the mic good for shows, or are they only really good for making calls and playing games? Like, I mean, like long-term use. If it's working for your show at that time, is it worth buying another headset and just sticking with that setup?
It's not really worth buying another headset.
Because I noticed the mic starts to go pretty damn fast.
Yep. It does. You know, those headphones and the mics, or the headphone mics, they don't last very long. They get banged around. The headphones get pulled off your head, dropped on the desk, banged onto the floor. So the microphone takes a lot of abuse, which is why they don't always last as well as they should. So
That makes sense. I mean, probably gets banged around less if you don't have a cat/kids
Yeah.
slash dog.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's one of those things.
I mean, my microphone on my headphones right now, it has kitten teeth marks. So pretty sure that didn't help it last.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that they just get beat to hell. And
Yeah.
so it's like I only used the headphone mic for a little while I was figuring out how to get the board set up correctly.
Hmm.
I mean, my first few shows, and you can go back if you go to johnoverall.com, you can find every single episode since episode 1. And you can I've listened to them off and on through the years, but mainly when we do a major anniversary episode or a major milestone episode, I'll go back and yank clips from the old episodes. And I can hear the difference in quality of sound, how it was started out so, it got good, and it went poor, and it goes up and down the scale. I've never, I don't know, probably fighting with computers and changes with computers is the biggest reason why the sound
Yeah.
degradates for a while, and then I have to figure out the new system, and then we get the sound back working really well for quite some time, and then something else comes along and changes things that are a bit
I
beyond
feel like
my
it's
control.
usually an update.
Yeah, usually an update. Usually an update of some sort. The biggest thing is technology changes, and they decide while they're changing technology, they decide they want to change your settings for everything, or change the way everything works, which is a big pain in the neck. So,
Oh, Hemdian said, my preference is to get good sound first, so there's less to fix in post.
yeah.
But I guess noise gates have gotten better now, so maybe I'm just being a bit anal.
Yeah.
But I do still hear people get it wrong from time to time.
Oh, you'll constantly
Oh,
have
yeah.
them get it wrong. We got it wrong for several months there. I think it's pretty good now. I mean, how silent is silent now? Stop talking for a second. You know, Hemdian, how silent was that silence that just kicked in? Was it silence that sounded like we went off the air? That's what you're aiming for.
It probably helps also that I'm not hearing an echo in my headphones
Yeah.
anymore. It must have been something to do with using the mic on my headphones, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I'm not hearing an echo anymore, and I'm hearing you much clearer now.
yeah. Well, I also did some adjustments here today to get it all working properly.
Very silent, he says.
Yeah. So that means I got the noise gates right, because if you could hear, I've got 2 computers running. One of them's running fan full tilt, no more than 3.5 feet from me. You know, I'm in an echoey room. You know, it's not super echoey because there's a lot of crap in here absorbing the sound. But because I'm at a desk with 4 monitors facing me, those 4 monitors are bouncing my voice back, and they're also bounce around all the other sounds. So
He says, but I was focused more on room-induced reverb.
yeah, room-induced reverb. Well, you can induce reverb by tweaking your sounds. Like there's more settings in here that, like, what settings was I tweaking with? Oops, wrong settings.
Okay, what is room-induced reverb?
Oh, it's your voice echoing off the wall. Your voice reverberations.
Oh, so like when you're practicing singing, you go to the bathroom or a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Or car park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same thing. You know, I've got compressor limiters as filters set on here. I've got noise gates, noise suppression. You know, I'm not using the computer compressor because I'm using the compressor from the soundboard to bring my voice up. And you know, I've been tweaking with many other things on the soundboard. I tweaked it a little bit this morning. Yeah, I hate when I had this massively high quality set of headphones I bought when I was in college. They lasted for 17 glorious years.
Wow.
I bought them in 2000 for doing my my applied communication diploma. when I was doing my applied communication diploma, I bought them for that, and in 2000, I paid $400 for them.
Wow.
There was beautiful. I think they were Sony. That was back when Sony was making really good, high quality stuff, and they folded up
Sony
beautifully.
used to be awesome.
Well, they folded up beautifully. They were high quality cables, and I used them for years. And then one time, your brothers borrowed them, and I wasn't paying attention, and they got trashed.
Oh no.
So at any rate, if you can afford it, buy the highest quality you can, because in the end, they will last you the longest. And if you don't let kids get hold of them, they'll last you even longer. Because you'll be smart enough to, when you're done, you'll carefully put them away. You'll use them only for your audio. Like I bought them for doing audio and video editing when I was going to college. And I can do quality audio video editing, but it takes so much time, I just don't make the time to do it. All right. What's your last question?
My last question is, as someone rather new to the whole sound system thing for shows and whatnot, what's the difference between the $200 mic and the $100 mic? Because when I was looking at them, they seemed like they basically had the same specs. So what is it? What's the difference? What are you paying for?
Sometimes you're just paying for the name.
Okay.
Other times you're actually paying for the quality of the wires used.
Okay.
I can't dissect a mic for you for the most part, but I can tell you the microphone is usually a good quality mic just plugs into your own mic cable. So you go buy high quality mic cables, but the microphone itself, the interior of the microphone has wiring and magnets and the little cardioid pickup thing that vibrates when you talk into it, all of that stuff there. I don't know all of the details of it. I just know that they're really good. Like the microphone I have now is it's a Rode Podcaster mic. I think that's what it says. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a Rode Podcaster mic, and I got this one. I think I've had it for 5 years now. And I went through 5 different microphones trying to get the right sound for my voice. And each microphone picks up your voice and transmits it slightly different. And you can hear it in microphones. When you find a microphone that fits your voice, you don't want to lose it, man. You want that and take care of it. Like I paid, and this one here, I think this microphone I paid like $300 for. It took me years before I decided to buy it, and I had the money, and I went, yeah, well, let's get one. Yeah, I like that. Remember, primary function of kids is to stress test to destruction both you and your equipment. Yes,
that's what I was randomly giggling over.
So you can't hear well today. What do you mean, Hemdin? You can't hear well today? I don't understand that.
Oh, he said he's using cheap earpods because his regular Bluetooth ones aren't connecting today for some reason. Well, I hate when that happens.
Hopefully when you get your good ones, or you listen back to it, or if you do listen back, and it still sounds good. I'll find out when I finish the recording of everything and get it all edited up here. Well, I'm not really editing. I'm just running it through. I'm running the sound through a couple of filters here. So at any rate, I think that's it. We'll call that a wrap, unless you got something else.
No, that's it.
All right. Let's have a little bit of music. Carry us out. Thanks for showing up, Hemdian. We greatly appreciate you here on the show. A little bit of music. Carry us on out.
These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. A quarter after midnight, and I'm watching the wall. Sometimes I feel so uptight, I just can't sleep at all. Every day doing the same old thing, we're losing time. The weekend comes, we gotta have some fun and rewind. These are the days of thunder. We need to grab some lightning. Friday's almost here. Caught in a web, we need to cut this thread we're hanging by. Where is it said you have to be half dead to survive? These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder. We're gonna make time stand still. We gotta feel the hunger hanging over the edge just to taste the thrill. These are the days of thunder.
Alrighty, folks. That's all we've got for you now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
We just need cash. I know a lot of people want to send blankets, water.
Glitch.
Just send.
Amen.
Adios, mofo.